The Seraphim are incredibly powerful individuals, created by Dr. Vegapunk in an attempt to bring peace to the world. However, the world government has different plans for them. So far, fans have seen quite a lot of Seraphim in One Piece already, but one potential Seraphim that is yet to show up could belong to one of the Yonko, Kaido. Of course, you might be wondering as to how the possibility of Kaido having a Seraphim exists. The answer to the question is quite simple if you've been paying attention to the story. Kaido was subject to experiments by Vegapunk on many occasions. In fact, Kaido often loved to get caught by the Navy on purpose, and when that happened, he was often experimented upon. On one such occasion, Kaido was in Punk Hazard's laboratory, which was under the supervision of Dr. Vegapunk. There, Vegapunk extracted his lineage factor and through it, cloned his devil fruit. That's how artificial Zoans came into existence, and this particular fruit was later eaten by Momonosuke. Now, one thing that fans need to keep in mind is that all the Seraphims that the fans have seen are either non-devil fruit users or users of Paramecia-type powers. This is because Zoan or Logia abilities cannot be recreated using green blood. Essentially, this means that if the lineage factor of Kaido was taken, Vegapunk could not have developed a Seraphim with Kaido's fruit abilities. But if Vegapunk did know how to separate the devil fruit aspect of the power, which he clearly did, since he created Momonosuke's devil fruit, then he could successfully have created a Seraphim of Kaido as well. Creating Kaido's Seraphim should not have been hard for Vegapunk. All he had to do was utilize the lineage factor that he had already, and perhaps use a different substance other than green blood to mimic devil fruit powers in the Seraphim. It is also possible that Vegapunk created the artificial Zoan devil fruit of the dragon specifically to be fed to Kaido's Seraphim because green blood would not work on this individual. Regardless, fans know now that the possibility of Kaido having his own Seraphim certainly does exist. Unlike the warlords who only spent a small amount of time with the government officials, Kaido, who was actually captured on multiple occasions, his DNA would have been the easiest for Vegapunk to acquire. The only obstacle to this idea is Kaido having a Zoan-type power, but even that obstacle has been removed by Oda himself when one takes into consideration the case of Buckingham Stussy. Stussy was clearly shown having some kind of mythical Zoan ability, and if he could replicate this power, then it is quite clear for the fans to see that S-Dragon, which would likely be Kaido's Seraphim, would as well. Now, how strong would S-Dragon be? Quite easily, Kaido's Seraphim would grow up to be one of the most ferocious in the entire world. For one, you need to know that at the core of every Seraphim lies the Lunarian lineage factor. This gives them black wings, brown skin, white hair, and of course, indestructibility as long as the flame on their back keeps burning. This would already make the Seraphim incredibly durable. However, on top of that, there's a chance that Kaido's Seraphim would have yet another power. Depending on what Oda has clearly mentioned so far, it cannot be the Dragon Devil Fruit because green blood can only synthesize Paramecia abilities as far as fans know. Zoan powers cannot be synthesized using green blood, but Vegapunk can certainly create artificial Zoan powers and feed them to the Seraphim. The Devil Fruit that he has created using Kaido's lineage factor was eaten by Momonosuke, which means that if S-Dragon does exist, it will likely not have Kaido's dragon abilities. As to what abilities it would have, we cannot say right now. Regardless, the abilities that S-Dragon would have would be terrific either way. Even without a Devil Fruit power, we can say that Kaido's Seraphim would be a monstrously powerful force and once fully grown up would be strong enough to terrorize the world. Because think about it, Kaido was already quite durable on his own, so S-Dragon will be just as durable as Kaido when he will grown up. But along with that, he will also have the powers of the Lunarians, which will make him indestructible. But here's a problem. Kaido's greatest strength isn't his devil fruit, but rather his dominating Haki, which makes him so incredibly strong. As for the Seraphims, we don't yet know if they can use Haki or not. However, one thing is certain. Even if the Seraphims manage to learn Armament Haki and Observation Haki, they will never be able to learn Conqueror's Haki. This is because they don't have a will of their own, and Haki is all about a person's willpower. Seraphims follow orders just like robots. Well, the video ends here, but if you want to know what kind of power-up Zoro will get in Elbaf that will finally make him equal to Mihawk, then watch this video. And I'd like to know your opinions about S-Dragon, so make sure to let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, do give it a like and also subscribe to the channel. We'll meet again with another amazing video. Until then, goodbye.